It's the National Football League.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Chargers coming out to take over, and it is Justin Herbert at quarterback CD, now in his 5th NFL campaign.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive. That's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 21 carries, 76 yards, and a touchdown.
And we all know he had a big workload last week, so I'm eager to see if they decide to back him off a little bit. Personally, I hand it to him 20-plus times again. When a running back's locked in like he is, I want him to keep touching the football.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. That ball caught by the rookie from Georgia. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. In motion, the tight end. Back to throw here, Herbert. Short throw to Dissly. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. But Charles, we see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back on the field in a hurry.
Brandon, I'm going to go ahead and age myself, but I'm going to ask you, when you were in high school and there were injuries, did you hear next man up from your coaches?
Well, you hear it every week now in the NFL, that's for sure.
You know, back when I played when dinosaurs roamed the earth, you didn't hear next man up. You heard, oh, no, we've got to put in Davis.
Herbert now. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
So here are the Browns now with great starting field position. They're led out by a man raised in Alabama, went to Florida State. It's their quarterback, Jameis Winston.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the Chargers' 45-yard line.
Again, they turn to Ford. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11. Winston now. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 19 yards that time for number 19. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got us a turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
2nd and 9. Now Winston. He finds his man, complete. It's fourth. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 16. The handoff to Ford up the middle. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
Here's Winston. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jameis Winston hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Browns use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
Nothing like understanding where your escape hatches are as a quarterback. Here he's looking, but he knows he doesn't want to force anything. So when nothing avails itself, he slips past the rushers, takes it right up the middle, and takes it into the end zone.
Hopkins with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drives 7 plays in length. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. 7-0 is our score, ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down. Well, they tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
How to approach this. Third down and 16 yards to go. Now it's Herbert. Open man right side. That's McConkey. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be fourth down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. The Browns offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And he's run the ball well to this point in the season, right there in the mix for NFL leaders in rushing. The Browns drive about to get started. Jameis to throw it. He finds his man, complete. That's Ford. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Throwing, Winston. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. 3rd and 9 here. Play fake. Winston. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice. Winston. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's second down. The Browns at 3-5, 2 games under 500. They've lost 3 straight here. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win. Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak, and right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
Right back to him on first down. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. 2nd and 10. They go play action. Winston. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 23. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
This is Ford. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Deion Henley there on the tackle. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15. They run with Ford. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they'll get to him short of the first down at about the 16. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint. Down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
I like his focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
Here's Herbert. Right side, he has Johnston. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that will bring up second down. A give up the middle to Dobbins. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. The offense on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Herbert. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. From the 44-yard line, here's second and a couple. Out of the gun, Herbert. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 27 yards there on a very nice third down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Herbert throwing again. And he comes back with one complete. And the Chargers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal.
Delay of game, offense.
And that flag accepted.
Still 1st down.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for 1st and goal. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Herbert. And it's caught. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. So a conservative decision there, but it does put him on the board.
And I know the players hate it and the coaches hate it, but sometimes you just got to take the points when they're there. Sometimes a field goal is pretty darn good.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here are the Browns to take over. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak on top so far with the football here, 1st and 10. They will start this drive with Ford. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. To throw is Winston. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. On 4th down, Corey Bojorquez gets set to punt for Cleveland. Back deep for L.A. is Darius Davis. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 23. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger offense making their way back out there. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Dobbins running out of the gun. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, here's Dobbins. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
And the Chargers first down.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. Throw left side is hauled in by Palmer. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Here's Herbert. That's again complete to Palmer. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Herbert back to the air. On the out route, he finds Johnston. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Back to throw here, Herbert. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that'll bring him back within 4. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Browns now going to take over late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Now Winston. That's to the former Bronco, Jerry Jeudy. And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To throw, Winston. Right back to Jeudy, and it's complete. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. To the air again with Winston. He's got the connection to Moore. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Here's Winston. To the sideline and incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
A throw out wide going to be incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Hopkins' kick is good. And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. Now a deep one for Johnston. That is incomplete. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We saw a terrific first half from the Browns quarterback, Jameis Winston. He's got the lone touchdown of the game on a touchdown run. We'll see if he can get it going through the air as this one goes on. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. The Browns offense set to go to work to begin this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Joey Bosa, make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. Throwing on second and long. Winston looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Christian Fulton. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD. But, Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick six.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal? In case of a defense, they wanted to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that will tie things up at 13. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Heading out as a Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
He'll fire deep, looking for more. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
Working out of the gun, Winston. He'll get this complete to Tillman. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. On the ground, it's Ford. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line. The Chargers offense and Justin Herbert getting set for this next drive. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a game.
Now they run the option on 2nd down. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. Here's a give to Dobbins. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Los Angeles.
Right back to Dobbins on first. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. They'll go again with Dobbins. And that's going to be good for a Chargers first down as he gets it up past the 35.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. Just a gain of a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Throw left side taken in by Palmer. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Herbert just beat the play clock. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line, he provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. 49 yards rushing for him now to this point. Here is 3rd down and 4. Now it's Herbert. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Palmer. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. So they'll get nothing out of that play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Jameis to throw it. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. Despite a little power on the move, still tackled shy of the 20. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Here's Winston. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
On first down, Ford. And he powers his way up past the 30. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
At the 31-yard line.
Winston now. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Winston. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. Up the middle they go. It's Ford, and he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Ford. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 8. Now Winston. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Christian Fulton. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mears used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
And the L.A. offense ready for this next possession. And the question, can they turn that interception into points? A tie game for the moment in the 4th quarter.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. Short throw to Disley. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Here's Herbert. Short throw to Disley. And he's taken down inside the 30. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
And the Chargers first down.
Now a handoff for Dobbins. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
11 more on that one and another first down.
First down, Los Angeles.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And the Chargers are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Herbert. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's in for a Charger touchdown.
Josh Palmer.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Chargers have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th. Dicker down to tack on the extra point.
And they will take a 7-point lead now. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it ends with a touchdown pass to Josh Palmer. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Browns offense and Jameis Winston set to take over once more.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. And he's going to have a Browns first down as he'll take this up to the 38-yard line.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing, Winston. This is Akins hauling in the short pass. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
This is 2nd and 8.
To throw is Winston. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 35. Jameis again. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
That's another Browns first down.
They'll run on first down. It's Ford. And managed to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
2nd down and 8.
Winston. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 70th catch for him on the year. And like so many others, this goes for a first down.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
They stopped short. Down at the 1. Had the great move, but couldn't get it all the way home.
3rd and goal. And keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory. Ford is into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Chargers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes. And he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
Play action. It's Herbert. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
And we're talking about the league's most dominant defenders. Garrett's name always is one of the first ones to come up, and for good reason. He's the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, and he has his sights set on another big campaign.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
They'll run. It's Dobbins.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Yeah, he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there.
2 yards on the pickup there. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for L.A. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10.
The football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter.
Now Winston
gets this over the middle to Tillman.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
From the 43, here's second down and 1.
At the 43-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. Ford. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on second down.
Winston to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Browns send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Dobbins with it.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth.
Here comes second down at 5.
Chargers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
They'll come up now on second down. Throwing, Herbert. Open man downfield, it's Palmer.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 21.
That's a nice job right there, partner, because they were able to work down the middle of the field, working in the seams, because I think defensively they were guarding the sidelines, trying to keep them from getting out of bounds. They took what they gave them, and it was successful.
Now this offense cannot stop the clock now. No timeouts remaining as they come up here first down. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
So this one's over. It's in the win column for the L.A. Chargers. And this, not always an easy proposition, Charles. You had a West Coast team that traveled east, but they got the job done.
And there's so much that goes into it because your body time and your body clock different from what you're used to west, because if you go east, you're going to lose up to 3 hours. Right? So is your body going to be awake when it's time to play? A lot of teams actually rehearse it. They practice it. Maybe the week of the game, they move everything up to that time frame so guys get used to doing it that way. I remember when I played at Tennessee, when we had to go from east to west, our trainer Tim Karen said, leave your watches on East Coast time. Every piece of information we got was East Coast Standard Time. Try to psychologically tell us what to do, as well as prepare our bodies the same way.
So for the Chargers, they climb to 6-2 on the year as they close in on the midpoint of this 17-game schedule.
And they'll get another road date next week. Meanwhile, for the Browns, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11.